Game number one, ladies, Division S. Once again, we're looking at the lowest league of the amateur scene in Europe. Division S, and as usual, this is going to excel, at least on the fun scale. It should actually be a good one. We have on the left side the Piss Pirates against In Panic on the right side of map number one, All Direct Pass. Maximus on Urel, Krests on Grey Main, Martibiri on Ana. We have Gartic on Chromie and Zumo Boy on ETC. Interesting name. Saidamaza for In Panic on Thrall. We have Firan on Alexstrasza, Melman on Jaina, Iakova on Johanna, and Agroa on Zeratul. Starting with the Move Unseen. Haven't seen that talent in a hot minute. And for everybody that doesn't really know what Division 7 actually is, Division 7 is, as mentioned, the lowest amateur league in Europe, which means that the players on average are between, let's say, bronze and, well, gold level, just on average. So as you can already imagine, there's a lot of meme stuff that's going to happen here, starting, of course, from weird talent choices, like Move Unseen, to, well, let's call it mistakes or alternative drafting reasons. And yeah, so there's going to be a lot of shenanigans, just to put it like that. There's going to be a lot of shit happening. It's going to be fun. We're going to try and talk about things that you should do, that you shouldn't do, and other stuff. But first and foremost, this is kind of supposed to be a little bit entertaining, since there will be kind of funny plays. And a lot of course, fails. Small fails and big fails. It's a pretty big map, and over here already a slight aggression against Melman, but Greymane is also getting attacked, and this is pretty much miss your skill shot down here. And so far, I think the red team is slightly winning. Agroa is thinking about going in again, but Greymane has apparently no qualms going up against two heroes on his own. So yeah, he's trying to do what he can here. On the left side, there's at least one team that is currently very aggressively trying to get their own camp, which I actually think is a really good thing, since normally what you have on All Direct Pass is a very heavy focus on those camps. So you want to try and get that camp whenever possible, and then try and push your opponent's mid lane. And normally when you look at a Division S game, for example, you will see both teams taking that pretty much every single time that it's up. But right now, In Panic doesn't do that, so they're already ignoring a little bit of that aspect on the macro level that they should probably heed. But if that is going to make a difference or not, that's something that we're of course going to find out over time. Level 4 talents are at this point in for both teams, and amongst other things, it gives us the Hand of Freedom! And Urel turns into the American Space Goat right now. But there's already a bit of pressure over here in the mid lane, starting to whittle down the hit points a little bit on those towers as we speak. And in addition to that, we now have also the first prisoner camp soon going to be announced. And there will most likely be another big difference between low and higher level league play, because what you see on the... Oh, that's a kill. First blood, baby!
First blood.
There we go. Jaina down. But as I was just about to say, one of the big differences that we're most likely going to see now is that I expect both teams to make very early moves for those prisoner camps. And on the higher level play, you don't really see that. Most of the time, since it's easy to interrupt those approaches, you see players still staying on 3 lanes to try and get an experience lead over the opponent, go to level 7, sometimes even a lot higher than that, and then move in with those talents. And that's actually what you should do, because if you, let's say for example, the red team makes the decision to now go aggressively on the prisoner camp over here on the left side, and you just have 1 or 2 heroes on the blue team side trying to interrupt it the entire time, whereas the rest soaks experience. The situation that the red team would end up with is that they fall behind with a talent, and then they have to take a very uncomfortable fight and are likely going to lose the objective overall. So that's one of the big reasons here. And for the time being, you can see that actually everybody is starting to move in here. Zeratul is already attempting to sneak this a bit, but there's of course minions around, but nobody is waiting for level 7. The blue team is very close though, regardless, and with Greymane still in the middle, there's a good chance that they're going to get that now, and that's a huge power spike. And In Panic should be a little bit in panic, because let's face it, once level 7 is in, they have a huge disadvantage here. That's big damage from Chromie already, mainly against Jaina. Time Trap is in too, and now that level 7 is in, this is going to become a problem, and a big one at that. Divine Steed for Urel. Oh, Jojo! Yeah, don't walk into the circle, my friend. You want to walk out of it. But she's not the only one that dies. After Jojo going down, we have the second kill coming in right away against Alexstrasza. That's 3 kills against 0 in total now. Yeah, so not really a good start. So already kind of messing up a little bit on that macro level, which I talked and explained about earlier, but then also making that move up at the top. It's a bit... Thrall actually missing out on the wolf. I mean, it didn't really get any easier than this one. The hero stands literally right next to you and does move, but anyways. Can they save the objective? They could start the channel, and Firan indeed does. Gets interrupted though, but with 2.5 seconds, 2.4 seconds remaining, they might have a chance. Ooh, 0.5! And he gets it. Clutch! Very clutch. But now we have level 7 talents on both sides, so maybe that gives them an opportunity to fight back and even win a fight here. Ancestral Wrath, at least on Thrall. I like that choice. I like it a lot, actually. Ah, and the kill against Greyman and Dural. Ooh. The Wolf and the Goat have both been eliminated. Thrall is starting to pop off a little bit here. Nearly done with his Echo of Elements stacks too. Now, usually on Thrall, you want to be done with that a lot earlier than this. Oftentimes we see completed 2 minutes 30 seconds in, at least roughly around the 3.5 minute mark. You want to be done with that quest if you go for it. Yeah, and currently they're actually taking a big lead here. Don't tell me they can actually win this one. Again, they reclaimed their own at 0.5 seconds, and now that we're going for it, 0.8! And they actually get it! And they also get the kill against Ana. Ana is down, Thrall eliminated, but hell worth it. Zeratul is also getting dropped here, as Firan is slowly getting chased down by the blue team. The Piss Pirates are trying to set something up here. Quest is completed. Mailman goes down as Chromie sucks Jaina back in, and that's a kill right there. Nicely done. Okay, so half a level is missing for level 10, but those raiders are on the ground now and are going to start to do a bit of damage here and drop those walls. Still the first objective in the game, so they didn't really scale too hard yet, but it should still do a bit of structural damage, especially if you have a few heroes trying to enhance that push even more with their sheer presence. The problem is there's level 10 now for the blue team, and that of course gives them a good chance of fighting back. With this, we also have the Sacred Ground. You don't see it a lot, but in this case, on those objectives, apparently you want to play around that. Greyman hasn't made a choice yet either. Talking about Greyman, he's in trouble, by the way, and he's dead. I don't think that Said Hamasa has actually used his level 7. If he would have used Ancestral Wrath here, that would have been a kill. Now, if I missed it, then my apologies, but I'm pretty sure that he didn't actually use that, and that would have been a guaranteed kill against Greyman if he did so. But as it stands, the fight could still happen. Slide! Look at that! Coordination in Division 7! Oh! And Thrall, he doesn't zigzag and gets taken out. Never run away from Chromie in a straight line. It usually doesn't really do a lot of good for you, as you could already tell right there. So yeah, a little bit worrisome, but with 7 kills against 3, a big lead now for the blue team as they're actually trying to go for the boss or for the fight. Alexstrasza down, party time! ETC is gonna make them dance, but Zeratul is also there. Oh, look at that fight! Zeratul goes in, gets locked down and dies, but the counter kill. The boss actually hammers Ana into the ground. Johanna rushes away, 10 kills against 5, finally level 10 abilities. What a battle! I love that the boss chipped in too. Apparently the red team actually bribed it, because let's face it, that boss was definitely partisan. Taking down Ana and eliminating the support doesn't get much better than that. So the game all over the place. But now also the Ring of Frost, we've already seen it in action more or less. Blessed Shield is in too. When we look to the sheer damage numbers on the two teams, we have 15,000 for Jaina, 23,000 for Chromie right now. Little Chromester is definitely firing away like a madman. And now it's time for the camps again. Thrall down here is already saying, let's double check the boss. Better safe than sorry. But yeah. And take that nasty wall down. Eliminating vision. Objective is about to be up though. That will draw both of the teams again straight into the bot lane. But there will be a talent advantage for the blue team, and that's something that in Panic has to face somehow. Let's see if they can actually make that happen, or if they're going to run into trouble here. It could be a little bit problematic for them, to be absolutely honest, given the situation. Talking about the talents, level 13 is now in. Already. There's a timeout, by the way, available for Chromie now, so that's already big. But here's the attempt at a fight as the teams are starting to go straight at it. Ring of Frost, a bit random, but it still connects, and they're trying to go for Urel. They can't get the kill here, but damn, that red team is actually fighting back. Look at this. Not that in Panic just yet. Panic apparently hasn't settled in yet for them, even though they are a level behind, they are a talent behind, but they're still fighting tooth and nail. All of a sudden, the turnaround attempt by the blue team, though, as they're trying to make the play here. Thrall is a bit low, but he can save himself. Zeratul is trying to move in from behind, and Zeratul hasn't really gotten that notion of jumping in, jumping out, cleaving, being a bit mobile. He usually just tries to jump behind the team and then just stays there and tries to take them all apart. Didn't really work all that well for him so far, so he's actually the first victim in this little team fight. 11 kills against 5, but it's by no means over yet. I mean, the objective hasn't even started to channel, so that's still about to happen. And yep, everybody is moving in down here once again in an attempt to get another kill in another objective. A little bit of a random ult here from Urel too. I'm not quite sure if that was really needed at that point in time, but hey, whatever. So now the lockdown against Thrall, and the War Chief is down again. But nobody's actually channeling that thing. Yeah, and Zeratul is now jumping in. Timeout is saving Chromie, so Groa's actually started to become more aggressive with his hero. Firan in trouble, and the Ring of Frost connecting with 3 and actually saving Alexstrasza, as she still sticks around for another second to get the self-heal. Johanna with the... Oh... The Jaina flank! Run, baby, run! Johanna's already down. Anna's eliminated. At least there's no support more anymore for them. But holy hell, talking about chaos here. Jaina comes in and survives. Full fiesta, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking about full fiesta right now, and it's a lot of fun. 13 kills against 8. And I have to throw it out again. This is low-level play, obviously, so this is between bronze and gold level on average. It's actually always surprising. I have, especially on YouTube, you know, like months after you release a video, there will be people that comment on the videos like, LOL, I could beat these players. I could win this tournament. And it's like, I don't really think you know what you're watching, my friend. So that happens a lot lately. I'm not quite sure why, but yeah. Agroa in a bit of trouble, but makes it out. Okay. Oh, and then Chromie nearly takes him apart, but it's ETC with a guitar that seals the deal. Urel is also down. Party time against 2. Anna! I think this was the most deaths that I've seen on Anna in a long time. I mean, she died 4 times already. Ring! And ETC is dead too. He was the only one, or the last one, to die first. Yep, Ice Block is ready, but look at that damage. Chromie comes in with another kill, and now we have a 1 versus 2. But Chromie reigns supreme for now. The objective is taken again. It's once more in Panic that gets the Raiders here. So this is the second objective in a row that they got. It's 16 kills against 12, by the way. I mean, it's literally just people dying all over the place. They are turning Alderac Pass into a graveyard right now. It's a bit of a mad game, to say the least. Random brawling everywhere. But there is still an experience lead for the Piss Pirates. The blue team is slightly ahead and will hit the early level 16 talent. Now, the bottom fort has already fallen. In the middle, they took at least the wall down, but the fountain might even survive here, unless someone moves in to drop it. At the top lane, Urel is also looking at the defense. 13 minutes in, but again, they didn't really get as much damage done as they were probably hoping for here. So currently, everybody is jumping topside in an attempt to make a play here. Also looking at the boss, I might add. Those haven't been taken once yet, so nobody actually moved in to take the boss in this game just yet, but yeah. There's our attacks coming in once more. Now with level 16 talents on both sides, Zeratul went into the sentenced to death right here. And on top of that, we have Snowstorm taken. Alright. And on the other side, the Fast Forward. For a little bit of mana refunding. Yeah, the priorities are interesting. But outside of that, I still want to see the next team fight. 16-16 Talons, make it happen. Look at Zeratul. Already sitting in the shadows, waiting for the kill opportunity. Or just being AFK. Both totally possible here. I'm not saying it's one or the other. Ah, he's back. Okay, so Zeratul is actually in. Ana! Alright, jumps out. Temporal loop.
Go!
Oh, that was glorious. That was fantastic. Holy hell. Best ult combo so far. Oh, the timeout for Chromie, keeping her up alive a bit longer, but Alexstrasza has already taken to the skies, and Zeratul and Thrall go for the cleanup job right here. Trying to lock down ETC2. Alexstrasza a little bit counterproductive to push them away again. I think they wanted to keep them here. They still get the kill against the goats. That's already nice. Yeah, well done. And more attacks down here in the middle. But holy hell, that mosh pit. That was fantastic. I mean, the idea is there, right? But, oh god, that was fantastic. That was something. That was definitely something. Now, I don't even dare to show the damage numbers, but let's have a closer look at it. Jaina is sitting at 44,000. Chromie has by now taken to 63k. Boss gets attacked too. Alright, then they can drop this one easily. I mean, the Ural is still dead, so that definitely helps. But yeah. Should allow them to take that top fort finally. They couldn't manage it with the two objectives that they already won throughout the game, but they should actually have a chance of at least now taking the fort down. I mean, even without the boss, it should pretty much be a given that they are going to win this. But theoretically, they might even be able to push this a little bit farther forward. That's a problem, though. Zeratul going down, as he was apparently trying to make a little bit of a solo play down here. Oh, the ring! Jaina is dead too, but Ana and ETC die as well. And again, the fiesta continues. But Chromie is just shelling away from the backline. Top fort is about to fall, but maybe the objective can be won by the red team here. We're gonna find out sooner rather than later, I suppose. Already, Alexstrasza back in and dead. Only Jojo is still alive. The only survivor against 3. Could still try to go for the interrupt, of course, a little bit. Keep in mind, there's a big wave at the bottom of the map that does a whole lot of work. Up at the top, we have a boss. So it's not like this is an easy objective to take necessarily. With Johanna still being a bit of a nuisance, as long as he keeps her cooldowns up and interrupts, she can actually do something here. But Greymane wants to kill and nearly gets it. Actually, one of the first times that I've seen that slow do a lot of work. Okay, Ford in the mid lane is now also falling. Boss at the top is currently getting defended. Chromie is doing what she can. 20 kills against 17. Put the blue team in the lead again on the kill count. At the bottom of the map, they lost the entire wall, but the keep is still fine. But it doesn't really bode well for the later stages. Now, Zeratul is sneaking in the middle, and he wants... Does he... That's actually nasty. Does he sneak in? ETC! ETC tries to chase Zeratul instead of just interrupting, and with them claiming the camp, they actually win it. God, I would be pissed. I would be really mad. I was the entire time thinking that Zeratul actually tries to go in to maybe get a kill against someone and then attempts for the interrupt, but no, he just went full on fuck it. Just simply went for the opponent's camp, tried to take it. Mosh pit attempt again, and Zeratul gets him. No, he doesn't get away. He's finally taken down. Here we have it. Oh god, 20 versus 20, ladies. What a game. Beautiful. It's a work of art, seriously. Can't make this shit up. At this point, starting to lose some hit points in the middle. Guys, this, by the way, is the biggest problem. That bottom keep should definitely fall. I don't think they have a chance of holding it. And on looking at the top, it's going to be the same thing here. If both of them fall, that would mean that 2 of the armor shields are gone. And maybe they can defend this. Maybe, just maybe. It's going to be close. Ooh. Well, if In Panic rotates down, they should be able to grab this one. Over here, this one was, of course, eliminated, but they don't have Zeratul, so a little bit hesitant on it. But they've done a great job throughout. Well, a great job in the sense that they are actually heavily ahead. You look at the structures on the map and it's pretty clear who is currently in the lead here. But then on the kill count, a slight advantage for the blue team. Apparently looking at the boss now at the bottom of the map. Just imagine this one stolen. That would be pretty insane. Okay, so with that, we have our little attack here over from the left side. Yeah, they want to go for boss. And Zeratul is back. Zeratul is back right now. And let's see what they can actually do with this one. Here we go. Halfway done. Let's go, ladies. And be careful with the mosh pit. Ring of Frost, a bit random, but it connects with one. ETC is looking for the mosh. And, well, he's actually in cooldown. 2 down. Zeratul down. And ETC trying to push them back. I have no idea who's winning it, but I think the blue team has it. Yes, there they go. Everybody dying. Alexstrasza was trying to do what she can, but the boss is there. Firan, he needs to be careful now too, because Jaina has just fallen and he's literally the only one. That's a 5-man wipe. 5-man wipe, ladies and gentlemen. Entire team taken down. And now we have the bot lane attacked right away. So they're gonna get the fort. They might get a bit more. Look at the middle of the map. If they move in here, theoretically they could even end the game. Well, they have only 3. Never mind. If they had the other 2 back on the map, then it would be a different story. But this one should definitely fall. And if they push the bottom a bit more aggressively, they can take it too. Or they can just simply go for the objective. So despite the fact that In Panic on structures has pretty much dominated the entire game, they are now all of a sudden the team that is by far more in danger of losing this one. I mean, seriously. So, mid keep is already down. Objective is currently taken. This one likely going to fall. Zeratul is the only one that's currently back, and he might not be able to deal with all of this. Starts cleaving. Didn't go into his level 16 cleave. I mean, these days the traditional build for Zeratul includes cleave on level 1 and level 16. But the second keep is now, as you can see, down. And therefore, the objective, if taken, would very, very easily lead to a potential kill. Talking about cores being attacked here. This one already has taken some damage, but there's still 2 armor shields on it. There's the zone out, as we're speaking. And off we go. Okay. Well, Grower is still looking for an opportunity. Random Ring of Frost didn't connect with anything. Zeratul is dead. Ana did not die. He was close, but he couldn't connect the final hit. But Urel is down. The Space Goat eliminated. And Mosh Pit, baby, against 4 heroes. And that is game. It has to be game, simply. The core is already getting attacked on the red team side. All they have to do is move across. I don't even know why they bother with this anymore. I mean, literally, you have a massive wave moving in. The core is already down to 50% HP, so I'm not quite sure why exactly they're even trying to get this one. Despite the fact that right now they're not going to be able to. Actually, they grabbed it. But yeah, that's going to be the end of it. So In Panic, doing a lot of work in game number 1 of this best of 3 series at Division 7. But as it turns out, the Piss Pirates a bit more successful in the late game fights when it all mattered. And therefore, they're going to walk away with a 1-0 lead in this best of 3 series. Yeah, looks like Johanna is also going to die. Greymane showed a bit of mercy here. Also got blinded. But that's, of course, game number 1. So GG. And played as the Piss Pirates take the victory in game number 1 against In Panic. Game number 2, Towers of Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, let's jump straight in and see if In Panic can actually force game 3. While the Piss Pirates claim the 2-0 victory. Division 7 continues with Maximus on Urel, Kreths on Falstad, Martibiri on Ana, Gartic on Chromie again, and Zumo Boy on Mal'Ganis. So they again got Ana, Chromie, and Urel. So 3 heroes that were also part of the previous composition. Whereas In Panic is now playing with Firan on Tyrael. I find that ballsy. We have Agroa on Maiev, Saitamaza on Reyna with stacks. Why? Why? Jakova on Johanna and Melman on Stukov. I mean, again, in Division 7, generally speaking, anything can kind of work. Oftentimes, it's really just you hoping that your opponent is simply playing worse as you, and not necessarily you attempting to play better here. But as much as we have, of course, an appeal with stack quests, because they're always giving us the very gratifying ding, 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 this is a garbage challenge to take. You never want to take Veterans Marksman on Reyna. If you pick Veterans Marksman on Reyna outside of Brawl, you're simply doing it wrong. Always assuming that your objective is to win the game. And if you want to do that, then you're much, much better off going for Ace in the Hole, especially after the buffs that we've seen. And if you're playing on Battlefield of Eternity, for example, goodbye Stukov, then you can also go for Exterminator after Blizzard dropped the... Was it a recent patch? Yeah, it was a recent patch, actually. So yeah, that definitely buffed it enough. But this is a talent that you don't want to take, especially when you're finding yourself on the off lane. Hello! Anyways, a kill against the kill at this point. So we are off to... we're off to a couple of kills. How many did we have in the last game? 30? Something like that? So... yeah, it really feels like the two of them are evenly matched when it comes to brawling, at least. Jimmy is still holding the top lane, so yeah, there's very little to add here. If you go into stacks on Reyna, then you want to at least... First of all, never do it. It's always a bad choice compared to the alternatives that you could go for. That's number one. Number two, if you already go for the dings, either because you're playing quick match, because you misclicked, because the cat jumped onto your keyboard when you were trying to make the talent choice, or because you can't read and just clicked a nicely looking talent. Doesn't really matter what the reason is, but whatever the reason you ended up with it is, at least go into fights or onto lanes where there's a lot of brawling happening so you can actually connect auto attacks, and don't find yourself on a solo lane or rotating between two lanes where half the time you're just hitting minions instead of actually being able to get anything done here. Talking about getting shit done, I mean, they are invading that camp down here heavily, and this is a mad brawl again over this one. But the blue team is by no means willing to give it up. Chromie is down, but the entire red team that is involved here is incredibly low. Urel is jumping in from the top, so she came to fight as well, whereas Jimmy doesn't care about all of this. He's just like, what do you mean brawling? What do you mean attacking heroes? What do you mean stacking my quest? Are you insane? I'm going to rotate. Now, generally speaking, I'm all in favor of you having a hero that rotates on this map between the mid and the top lane. It's desperately needed. You want to have that. But in the setup that they run right now, they should put Tyrael into that position. I wouldn't even pick Tyrael here if they have Johanna as their main tank, and instead add someone that can actually make that rotation easily. Blaze, Leo come immediately to mind. Others are possible. But having Jimmy in that spot is definitely a bit awkward. Also, shots are exchanged here. Yeah, well, Mal'Ganis has currently gotten the channel at the bottom of the map, but now, in Panic, is moving in towards the top left. And we can talk about that decision also in just a second. Let's focus on the fight first. And this shouldn't really go well for in Panic. The position is at least a bad one for them. Falset is channeling this, or at least trying to. Nobody's there for the interrupt, and they get it. 2 altars for the Piss Pirates and only 1 for in Panic. So the lead is there. Okay, Falstad is flying in. That was a bit of a ballsy move by him. And Zuma Boy survives. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the decision that in Panic has made. So first objective, 3 altars are spawning. 1 top left, 1 top right, and 1 at the bottom of the map. Either the middle or all the way at the bottom. You never really want to invade your opponent's altar and give up the bottom altar for it. Because the position here is easily defended by the blue team, especially if they have a Chromie that can poke from here, for example, or can poke from the top. There's too many interrupt possibilities where the blue team is completely safe. So if you already want to go and contest the 3rd objective, what you normally try and do is you get your own altar. So in this case, for the red team, it would be the top right. The blue team gets the top left, and you contest the middle altar at the bottom of the map. So if you find yourself oftentimes in a position where this happens, what we've just now seen from the red team, definitely don't. Focus on a different one instead. Falstad with the fly up top. Someone is going 1v3. Alright, Firan is trying to help out as well, but this is starting to become a bit dicey. Problem is, of course, that with Falstad flying top, now that more and more red team heroes are moving down to the bottom of the map, this could still be a thing. There's the lurking arm on the other hand, as Melman is helping out. Agroa is coming in now too. Already Johanna is dead, Tyrael is dead too, Ana is dead, and there's the explosion value. They're still fighting for it though, but Chromie is also in trouble, and Stukov comes in and wants to give her not the finger, but the arm, so... At this point, Maximus is there. Yes! And it's Maiev and Stukov that die in panic again, getting the short end of the stick here. Level 10 ability for Chromie now nearly in. Yeah, Jimmy has gone for all the stacks with the same icon. It's like, just pick the same icon. Veteran Marksman, Sustaining Rounds, and the Unstable Compound. Alright, and he has only 16 stacks, 5.5 minutes in. Falstad, going into a full Lightning Rod build. Nothing technically wrong with that. I mean, if you don't need the Wave Flare with Boomerang and you want to spec into full Lightning Rod, you can definitely do that. Generally speaking, Boomerang gives you, of course, more control over the map itself. Level 7 talent, we still have one missing. Johanna hasn't made her choice yet. But the red team is falling behind. They're currently on 28 core points. So starting to come back in this one is not going to be easy at all, if they can. But they're trying the rotation down to the bottom of the map, and they again make the play for Mal'Ganis here in an attempt to drop that. Also, Anna on the run, and this time she actually gets out. Now the blue team has already gotten to level 10 quicker in game number 1, and it seems like this game is following a very similar pattern. Falstad is flying aggressively across the map the entire time. Level 7 is now also ready with a Zealous Glare for Jojo. But the red team in panic, they should actually stay really passive now. They should just wait, split on the lanes, and soak level 10. Not give the opportunity to their opponent to force a fight here. Level 10 abilities are too much of a power spike. But instead, they're actually making very aggressive rotations happen for no reason whatsoever. And are trying to force a fight. Yeah, no, level 10, no problem. And it's actually the blue team that is trying to disengage here. Still no level 10 for in panic. But they have absolutely no qualms of fighting here. So they're going in. As the level 10 ability is now the final ones taken for the Piss Pirates. They have all the tools in their hand to murder their opponent, but they somehow just refuse to do it. So in panic is starting to channel the altar and could also try and interrupt at the bottom of the map. And they still, I have to emphasize this again, they still don't have a level 10 ability. So now Maiev is finally going to fall, but there's still another interrupt happening at the bottom of the map. They still don't have heroics. Yeah, it seems like this is another kill against Tyrael. Tyrael is down, should probably explode the wave, and he does do exactly that. But in panic channeled one altar. Now, Urel is dead, Stukov is dead too, altar is channeled by the blue team, so it's an exchange, 1 for 1. And this is... I mean, to call it interesting would be an understatement, but there's very interesting choices being made. Judgment! Yes! Talking interesting choices. I'm wondering what the follow-up is. I mean, the entire setup that they have with this Tyrael and Maiev plus Johanna combo is a bit weird. Judgment in! And they're trying to go for the backline. Chromie is getting attacked here. And by the way, Chromie did not go into... She went for the gnome spinner hatch. So she didn't go into the timeout. And that limits the options of the little dwarf pretty heavily. So Gnomie down. We have also Anna and Falstad eliminated, and in panic is starting to get some mad kills here. They're going for Zumo Boy in an attempt to take him apart. Also, Maxim was on the run. Entire blue team, or the remaining blue team, is on the run here. Ooh, and they nearly get killed. Yeah, that was a close one. Okay, so what's there to take? Structures. Take the walls down. Try and go for those bell towers. At least steal the opponent's camp away, which is kind of what they're doing right now. Everybody's jumping in down here, trying to make a bit of a play. Also talking about jumping down to the bottom of the map. We have a next altar activating, and this time it's all the way down to the bottom of the map. With level 10 abilities, pretty much ready for most heroes by the time that's the case. The only one that will be missing is actually the cage on the side of Maiev. Falstad has taken the camp top side, so this is going to do some damage to the wall here, especially since nobody is counterplaying it. But at the bottom of the map, now the Judgment and also the Blessed Shield are back up. There we could see the real fight. Already Maiev is starting to move in. Again, Judgment, Blessed Shield can both be used to lock any target into the ground. Talking about targets, Maximus is in trouble, and that's a kill against Urel. Also, where's the Judgment when you need it? Firan is looking at it. Not making the jump just yet, but he's also losing a lot of hit points here. Zumo Boy is zoned out by the Lurking Arm. Nicely done, and that's a kill, ladies. That's 2 kills against 0. In panic, look at that. all of a sudden making the big boy plays here and starting to get ahead. They get the channel through, and they got 2 kills in the process. Yeah, about to hit level 13, as is the Piss Pirates, or as are the Piss Pirates. Kill count still a bit better for the blue team, but there's definitely a lot of comeback potential here. Which is kind of mad if you think about the composition that they're running. But hey! No virulent reaction. Okay. So they don't go for the coronavirus style play here, but instead they're going straight in for the lingering spines. Gartic is also on the run here. But no kills just yet. A little bit of an attempt to play with the judgment, but it didn't really work out that way. Honestly, I don't understand why they didn't go for the Corona talent on level 13. If you go for the virulent reaction and then you lead with either Blessed Shield or you lead with Judgment, then you are in a perfect setup to lock that target down for an eternity and just absolutely body them. But as it stands, we have still 13 versus 13 and only a 4-point advantage for the Piss Pirates on... Oh, nice! For the Piss Pirates on the core. Yeah, they move in, they try to steal the camp away again. There's already a kill attempt against Tyrael, and that's successful, but he might get the explosion value. 2 heroes down, Chromie attacked, Anna and Falstad have already bitten the dust. Stukov follows! And again, they're just murdering. It's just like, yeah, they're just going all in these fights. That's 4 heroes down on in Panic side, so they are eliminated. Only Maiev is ready. And with 3 altars on the map, this could be a really big blow to the red team. They're already behind in this best of 3 series, but this is looking worse and worse every single second. Maiev is trying to channel the top right. Now, thanks to the death timers not being that high yet, there's a chance to actually channel a little bit. I don't know what the blue team is doing, by the way. They are not channeling the top left yet. And Firan is literally sitting here on his Tyrael and saying like, wait, free interrupt? Oh yeah, baby, I'm gonna take that. And now with 5 versus 5, I mean, in theory, you can fight for it. I don't really think that they should, but they might. And they let it go. 24 to 16 is what we're going to see here. Another 4 shots fired. But still, we haven't really seen any bell towers converted yet. And that can still happen. But we have another game with an insane amount of kills, and I think it's only going to get worse, or better, depending on how we look at it, from here on out. Yeah, Blessed Shield, the follow-up, and the Mighty Gust. Yeah. If there's 2 heroes in the game that have the perfect get the fuck out of my team fight move, then it's the Mighty Gust of Falstad and Stukov with either the big slap or the shove. Either one. But well, as it happens, 16 is in the hands of the blue team. They got their talent. And again, fast forward with the Plague Bats Sharpshooter, the Holy Wrath. But the red team is going to have the level 16 in just another second as well. Melman gets attacked, but is still totally fine here. Stukov comes in with a little bit of slappy slap action. And a kill against Tyrael. Oh, and a follow-up against Johanna. Yeah, they're getting crushed here. 40 stacks for Jimmy, by the way. He's sitting at 36,000 damage. That's not even half the damage that Chromie has. Just saying. Chromie is currently at 74,000, which is insane in and of itself. Double altar is up. Still no bell towers converted, but with the double altar you could in theory now see an exchange. And Boss is getting attacked too. I don't know what to say, guys, but it doesn't really seem good for it doesn't really look good for the team in red. Core is gonna get attacked here. Bada bing, bada boom. And with 5 back on the map, very likely it will be an exchange. Then again, I always underestimate what's happening in Division 7 games, so they actually make the aggressive play for it, despite the fact of having no real advantage here. But they still might get that kill, and it seems like they do. Melman is down, and Maiev, yeah, that's the Zeratul that snuck the camp in the last game, so he just moves to the other side and steals it away. That's one way to play it. And his team is still winning. This was a 5 versus 3 fight at this point, and they still get the kill against Chromie. Now Maiev comes back to business. There's already a tap that has happened in the meantime too. So after Maiev actually steals the altar, they're going in for the fight. They take the kill against Anna and have now an actual shot of not only winning the team fight itself, but also getting another channel through, which is insane. Tyrael, oh, that's 2 heroes down. Yeah, there's still 1 remaining though. The GOAT is trying to make the plays, and yeah, well, now you're in a little bit of a problematic spot. Either Sacred Ground, or you're trying to go for the interrupt, which he decided to do, but that means she's going 2 versus 1 now. There's the tether, and the kill. Yes, there we go. And they actually win both. That Maiev guy is fantastic. He's just always ignoring the team fire and is like, fuck it, goes for the objective. Agroa definitely with a blaze here. So 20 kills against 16, but it's 16 points against 12. They're only by the smallest of margins ahead here. This game is a work of art. But I'm still waiting for the moment where the bell tower gets converted. I'm honestly still waiting for that to happen. And the red team is now moving around the map, trying first of all to protect the bell tower at the bottom of the map. There's a couple of pings topside in an attempt to go for another pumpkin camp now. And, well, let's see. Damage output, where are we? 77,000 against 45k. Yeah, Maiev is slowly but steadily becoming the top damage dealer for the red team. Leaving Jimmy and his stacks on level 1 behind. Tyrael is trying to activate the trade value as aggressively as he possibly can with 6 deaths. That is probably the pick that is the weirdest in the entire composition, to be absolutely honest with you. I don't really mind the Urel Maiev setup, but Tyrael makes very, very little to no sense in this particular lineup. So they should definitely have gone for a bit of a different setup here. If you want to play with a triple frontline, there's no problem. But then drop Blaze into the mix, get Leo, Thrall even, doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, the aggression at the bottom of the map is already forcing another kill. They are losing at 2 versus 3. And guys, here comes the cavalry. So Maiev survives, but Chromie isn't. Yeah, Falstad is flying in too. Apparently he wants to have a piece of the pie as well. Nearly level 20 now for Panic. Guys, all of a sudden they're turning this game. They're actually turning this game around. They will be on even points with the opponent on the core in just another couple of seconds because of the channel here. They have level 20 talents already, which gives them a lead. I think the Space Goat is currently thinking about committing Sudoku here, but doesn't really move in yet. And there's the 4 shots fired. I don't know what to say, but we are on 12 points against 12 points on the core now. Pumpkins have been taken. The only question that I have is, why the hell is the red team not simply going for the bot lane and dropping that bell tower? They have the position. They should take it. The Angel of Justice. They're going for all the memes. Love it. Also, the controlled chaos. Yeah, it's all about the Slapperino here. Okay, that's a little bit of a short jump, but still. Boss isn't up on the map. It's going to take another minute for it to reappear. 20 now on both sides, which gives us also Wind Tunnel for Falstad. Plus, obviously, as we would have expected, Nano Infusion, Piercing Sands. And the Seraphim for Urel. Jimmy is attacking the top again. Wave clear Jimmy. All day, every day, baby. With the Bounty Hunter on level 16. Yeah. Gotta go for all the pretty pictures. Down here, Falstad. That was something that he's gonna regret. And Maiev takes him down again. Maiev is making the big boy plays here for the team. I mean, seriously, Maiev is just really the hero that not only keeps them in this, but might even give them the win. The Angel of Justice comes in, and they have been judged to be not worthy. Guys, they're all gonna die here. Maybe Mal'Ganis survives, but everybody else is already dead, and that is pretty much... That's maybe not really checkmate, but we're getting close. The bottom bell tower should now fall, and then they can go for the altar. So we will see a heavy swing of momentum. Or we've seen it to an extent already, but now they have a big chance. Just do me a favor and don't start the channel before they take the bell tower. I don't think that's even possible. Yeah, okay. Well. No. Okay. Rechanneling it, thank God. For just a moment. I was afraid that they would actually miss that. So they try to take the boss. This is one of these edge cases where you kind of want to take this one first. You don't necessarily have to go for the boss at this point. So, yep, they're taking the bell tower first, and that is going to give them a big lead. Very, very big lead, and they can still make a play for boss if they want to. Especially since there's still going to be a few heroes that are not going to be up. You have to be a bit careful with Falstad and his Wind Tunnel, but still. And apparently they let the boss slide. Instead, they're actually making the play for the top side. They want to go for the barrage, as it seems. And that's why they're currently taking the camp here. I think they had a free shot at the boss. That would have dropped the opponent down to 3 points. So that would have been a good choice to make, but they're instead trying to trade bell towers at the top side. Which is going to work, because Falstead and Mal'Ganis are sitting at the bottom, but with you having vision on those two heroes, taking the boss would have been an easy one. Now they get at least the bell tower, but still, since they have vision, they could still go for the boss over here. And that's what they do. Again, they have the vision in the middle, so there's absolutely no problem with taking it. But the problem that I have with this is that they are pretty much giving up all the bell towers that they just reconverted. And they also, I was about to say, need to drop a Sanctification here maybe, but then again, there is no Sanctification. Let's see if they can actually steal that away. There's the fight, there's the holy ground, sacred ground, everything! And they're all dying! 4 heroes down, Stukov comes in with a slap. But it's not enough slapping, so the 4 shots are getting fired against in panic, and all of a sudden we're looking at 8 points on the core against 7. Stukov is the only survivor, and there's 2 altars that will be up soon. Guys, this could be game. And with game, I mean in panic losing and this being a 2-0 victory. And yep, that's pretty much what could... Why? Why? That was... Like, what is happening here? Why is he slapping this? There's nothing there, and you knew it too. Okay, there's 3 shots fired, there's another 3, and that's 2 points against 7. If they would have... I mean, I don't think they could have taken that bell tower if they wanted to, but I don't really understand what Stukov was just doing here. The random slaps. It's like, do you see someone channeling? Like, what's going on with you? Oh god, it's fantastic. 50 stacks for Jimmy, just saying. He's at 54,000 damage against the 63. And, oh, well, by now, we have the quick move to the bottom of the map again. 24 kills against 24, by the way. We're looking at 48 kills. Is there any doubt that we're going to get at least 50 kills this game? Is anybody in doubt of that? I don't think so. Okay, here comes the attack, and Maiev, Angel of Justice, Chromie, and Anna, both dead. So's the bird. 3 heroes eliminated. I don't know what to say, guys, but maybe in panic isn't losing this one after all. 51 kills in total. Bottom bell tower gets converted. So that's now 5 against 3. They have to try and reclaim a few of those. Maybe start with the bottom left here. Rest of the team is already rotating through. Stukov wants to go toe-to-toe with the Zoomer boy here. And at the top, there's a wild pings. There's a camp on the map. Gotta take all the camps. But there's a double altar now, and I don't know what to say, but if you take one of those bell towers back, you win the game with it. I'm not sure they're aware of that. I don't know why Johanna is here. I don't know what the goal is. Like, what is this going to do for you? Nothing. But if you take those bottom bell towers and you get those altars, you win the game. So they should rotate down a little bit quicker, but Jimmy has their back. Jimmy actually retook the bell tower at the bottom of the map. So if they get both of the altars, they're totally fine. And there's the Hail Mary move. They need to try and interrupt this as quickly as they can. Maiev and Johanna are a bit late because they were playing around with the pumpkins up at the top. The first 4 shots got fired though, so 3 points on the core against 2. And ladies, this is going to be the big one. This is for all the marbles. There's a sacred ground. Stukov comes in. Slappity slap slap. Falstad is down. He was judged and not deemed to be worthy for this one. And this is bad. Oh, Stukov. Oh, the goat is down. The goat is down, and so are the hopes and dreams, or are they, of the blue team. Johanna is dead too. Maiev. Yeah, she survives, and that's a triple kill. Jimmy just gets all the hits in while Maiev makes the plays. Honestly, Maiev MVP for me in this game. 76,000 damage, Chromium 124k, but that's game. Game 3 coming up as in Panic clutches the victory in game number 2. The series is tight, ladies! The PS Pirates against In Panic in Division 7. It seems like In Panic is throwing a bit of a Hail Mary move in game number 3. We're gonna go over their composition in just a second, but let's have a quick look over to the left side as the PS Pirates start things off with Maximus on Varian, Kreths on Liming, Matibiri on Anna, Gartig on Kira, and Zumo Boy on Garrosh. And on the right side of the map, It seems like we have another backdoor strategy. Saitamasa with Reina, with Firan on Tyrael, Agroa on Atanis, Yakova on Morales, and Melman on Gul'dan. So it seems like at level 10, we're gonna see, again, the good old backdoor strategy. You just pack everybody into that medevac, you fly to the opponent's keep with the medevac, you start attacking it, Jimmy drops a Hyperion, and where are they going? Jimmy drops a Hyperion, then usually you have Artanis also trying to belong this whole thing a little bit more by dropping his blind. And then you're just simply going for a keep snipe. You get wiped and then you go for core afterwards. How are they winning this? Kira actually sniffed it out. And now they're losing not only one, but maybe even two heroes. The swap did fail a little bit here. But we have a very, very weird 5-man from In Panic as they're going hyper-aggressive on this one. Took us not even a minute to get the first kill in this. More than a bit intrigued to see how this is going to work out. Jimmy, what are you doing? Veteran marksman again. Dude, no. It's called Ace in the Hole. Yeah. Again, guys, if you're watching this, if you're playing on the lower levels, if you walk around and you think like, stacking is awesome, don't do it. Don't do it. Believe Daddy Khaldor when he tells you that you should always go for Ace in the Hole unless you're going on Battlefield of Eternity for a strategy against the Immortal. And even that back in the days, or back until the last patch, was a horrible, horrible, horrible idea. But of course, now that the talents have been buffed a little bit, it's definitely stronger. This is also, I mean, this is one of those ballsy things. Honestly, this is a horrible play. It's probably gonna work, but why is this horrible? If you make that play, look on the minimap where the next red hero is. They're far away. If you go for this play, you literally beg that your opponent doesn't at any point move in. Because if, for example, anybody would spot this and would contest it, more heroes of the blue team would be there within seconds. It works out, but it's still a horrible play. You're literally just sitting there hoping, please let my opponent be bad, please let my opponent be bad, please let my opponent be bad, and please make sure that nobody actually sees me. So it works out. So congratulations, but this is one of those plays that you make 10 times and 8 to 9 times it will backfire against you. You're going to lose that hero, and you're going to lose all that time that you invested in trying to steal that camp away. If you want to make an aggressive play like this, have other heroes in the vicinity, ideally take it with 2 so you're a little bit quicker, and have a third and maybe even a fourth hero being just roughly close by so that if it comes to a fight, they can make a quicker rotation and really help you out there. What I really like is that we have Taunt. I really like that a lot because that is something that I definitely didn't expect. They're currently trying to go for the bottom of the map, which makes a lot of sense because one of the things that a lot of people don't seem to know is you have to actually take the fort down too. Now you can take the keep apart before you eliminate the fort, but the core is only becoming vulnerable after you took both fort and keep. So them just not caring about the objective and instead just 4-manning the bot lane makes a whole lot of sense, because once that level 10 hits, what their plan is to backdoor the keep. And if they can't take a fort down, then that's going to be a problem in the long run. Getting a kill against Kira would be a bonus. Yes. Now they just have to make sure that they're actually going to get out. But it seems like the keep, or sorry, the fort at least is going to go down. But it's still a bit of a weird one. Yeah, Tannis goes in, says, fuck it, if I die for it, it's fine. But he might not even have to. I think he will. Okay, he slides in, gets taunted, and is not going to make it. Wow, Morales! Dropping the heals and keeping our grower in play. 6 city, baby. Okay, so fort is down, which means we know exactly where the next push is going to come. And once that they can fly in, they're going to go for the keep at the bottom of the map. Now, they have to defend the top. The wall is fallen, but the fort is still fine. So in structures, they're even ahead. They have 2 kills against 0. They're making all the right plays here. And, well, I don't know, but this is starting to become a little bit tricky. Now, you still want to fight for the tribute if you can. They have level 7 abilities quicker than their opponent. That might even be enough. For now, we have the Warp Sickness taken. Jimmy is still going for all the pretty icons. And on level 7, now for Gul'dan, we have the Curse of Exhaustion. Well, I'm already exhausted watching all of this, so I can totally understand where he's coming from. It's not the talent that you usually see there, but hell, I totally get it. So, already, Artanis is sitting in the bush, but he's a little bit alone here. There's the taunt, and... Are you serious? Morales! He gets a shield and Morales is actually keeping him in here. If I'm on the blue team side, I feel cheated now. They're still fighting, and guys, I don't know what to say, but they're likely going to get the kill against Varian, aren't they? Well, maybe not, but Kira is all alone, and even if they only get the tribute, that would already be enough. Oh, the kills at the front! But Agroa down, and honestly, I feel he's currently the MVP for the red team. But it seems like they're going to not only lose the tribute, but they're also losing a lot of momentum now on the map. So maybe it's going to backfire against them after all. But honestly, it's a bit insane. Morales has been able to keep some of those heroes alive throughout the last few battles that should have fallen by any means. Now, if you already go, by the way, into the amateur opponent, then you could, in theory, also try and make the play for boss. But we're getting closer and closer to level 10, and then we're going to finally see what's going to happen here. And you're obviously, as I said before, you're always willing to lose your entire team when you're trying to go for one of those backdoor strategies. The main thing is you want to trade for the keep, and then in the second attempt, you're usually going for the core. If Abassar is on the other side, then Mule is going to become a problem, but that's not the case here. Okay. There's a quick kill against the camp, so Jimmy gets at least the camp for the team. The problem is that this is going to curse them if they don't grab it. Whew, yeah, they're nearly level 10, but again, if they don't get the tribute now, then they're gonna get cursed. Jimmy's a little bit late to the party, but he's arriving after all. Li Ming isn't here yet either, so that's also a big deal. Trying to go for the combo, Fioran eats it, but they're trying to get the damage in against the entire frontline. Gartic on Kira is already taking a massive amount of damage, has to be thrown out by Garrosh. Over here, Li Ming is in a little bit of trouble too. Artanis comes in, there's another taunt from Varian, but it seems like Zumo Boy might actually be eliminated. There's the swap, there's the kill. Kira is back to action, but her team is already in trouble and dying. Varian with 5 AP HP makes it out for a second, but is also killed, and Li Ming is dead. Li Ming is dead. They might get the kill. No, they don't get the kill against Gul'dan. This is perfect. It doesn't get better than this. Guys, right now, this is a dream. They get the tribute, they get the kill, and it's time for the backdoor. 4 heroes down. Where they go for boss instead first. That's also not too bad. Boss at the bot lane. Yes! Reign of Destruction. Medivac. Hyperion. Off we go. Give me the sanctification. There it is. The dream! The dream, ladies! Here we go! Oh, they don't even have to fly. They can walk in. This is a walk-in, baby. There's 2 camps that they're pushing right now. Actually 1, but this doesn't get any better than that. Suppression Pulse, they couldn't Zero fly somewhere else, but yes, they're gonna make the play right here. And there's no level 10 on the other side. I mean, let's go, ladies. The dream is real. I mean, it's not really a backdoor at this point, but I guess if they just take the keep down and then fall back, they can always simply backdoor the core. It's even better for them. That was already about to be taken down. Reign of Destruction! The Hyperion! Sanctification was a little bit useless, honestly. Like, that was the worst sanctification that I've seen for a backdoor strategy. You kind of want to wait with it a little bit until you're attacked. Honestly, they shouldn't go for core. Just fall back. I would just fall back here, seriously. Fall back and then fly in later. The only thing you're giving them right now is experience if you die. But they're trying to get the damage in. Well, if they can at least get a few points, then it would make it easier later, but they're going to die now. They're not going to drop the core. This is not happening. Yeah, they get a couple of points off. 96, 93, 90. Okay, so they're at 90, but they're losing the entire team. So, well, they lose the team. Well, maybe not the entire team, but they lose a few heroes. So while they lose those bad boys, that means that the red team, the blue team, is catching up in experience, but that's 9 points off the core. After they killed the keep, they should have just simply fallen back, and then they could have gotten the core with the next move. But either way, it's 91%, so that's less than 100. Duh. And, well, right now, we have a pretty solid setup for the backdoor, especially since they also just took the second tribute, so that means that they're not going to get cursed here anytime soon. And now that everybody is back, let's take a look at the heroic ability cooldowns. Medivac is back to business, Reign of Destruction is here too, Jimmy has his up in another 20 seconds, the same for Tyrael. Guys, I don't know what to say, but that's a win. Unless you completely fuck this one up, that's a win. Now, Tyrael has to really wait with the Sanctification until it matters. Just pressing the R button doesn't do anything for you. You have to actually sync it up. Oh, that's a problem though! And Artanis survives again! No, he doesn't! Rain of Destruction, like why? Why would you use it here? You needed to use all that shit on the backdoor. If you YOLO your Oryx out, then you throw the ability away to backdoor your opponent. Okay, everybody's moving to the top for the tribute. Are they still flying in without Artanis? Without Rain of Destruction? It doesn't seem like it. Why do you suicide? Why? Just kill them. Just kill the core. I don't get it. You have all the tools here. Just go for it. Oh, now they're cursed. Okay, they're going to the bottom. Now they medevac. Now they medevac. Now that they're cursed. Alright, this can still work. They have Sanctification. They have no Rain of Destruction. They have no Hyperion, but here we go. And the immediate half back. But guys, again, why? Why do you use Sanctification? They are not here yet. Wait for the opponent. What the hell? Oh, 51%. Like, I don't know what he thinks, but like, dude, Sanctification doesn't do damage. It's not like you drop it and that core falls. You're not trying to protect against the core damage either. What you're trying to do is, you're trying to ensure that when your opponent tries to defend, they can't kill you. Don't just simply hit the R button because it's ready. By the way, they made this just now happen without the Rain and without Hyperion, and they still got it down to 42%. So one more approach and they have it. The only thing that the blue team can pretty much do now is try and make a go through the boss and end the game. Like, no, don't fight for anything. Get the heroes together, fly in and take it. Don't defend, don't defend. Defend that wave, and I wouldn't even take the camp here. But take it by all means. Just don't take a fight, just fly in. No! Go away! No! You have everything you need! You have everything you need! Don't do it! Like, you literally have everything that you need right now. Look at how scared the blue team is, and why? For good reason. There we go. Okay, that's game. Well, Tyrael actually didn't wait for Sanctification. It might be defended. Okay. Hyperion, Rain, Rain, that's the Rain, and that is game. What a disaster, but what a beautiful win. A 2-1 victory for Panic in Division 7 with a backdoor strategy against the Piss Brats. GG and well played.